Reyes and I am a Bachelor of Secondary Education major in General Science student, and welcome to BioSeries Episode 2. So, in this video, we are going to discuss about the cell cycle and the cell division. Have you ever watched a caterpillar turn into a butterfly? If so, you're probably familiar with the idea of a life cycle. Butterflies go through some fairly spectacular life cycle transitions. Other organisms, from human to plants to bacteria, also have a life cycle, a series of developmental steps that an individual goes through from the time it is born until the time it reproduces. The cell cycle can be thought of as the life cycle of a cell. In other words, it is the series of growth and development steps a cell undergoes between its birth, or the formation by the division of the mother cell, and the reproduction, or the division to make two new daughter cells. The cell cycle is a four-stage process in which the cell increases in size, copies its DNA, prepares to divide, and eventually divides. The four-stage process of the cell cycle is composed of the first gap phase, or the growth of the mother cell, the DNA synthesis, then the second gap phase, or the growth and preparation for mitosis, and lastly, the mitosis, or the cell division, wherein two daughter cells were produced. Let's now take a closer look on the cell cycle through the cell division. There are two types of cell division, the mitosis and the meiosis. Generally speaking, when we say cell division, it literally means mitosis, or the process of making new body cells. On the other hand, when we say meiosis, it refers to the cell division wherein egg and sperm cells are the one being created or produced. Let us first discuss the stages of mitosis, which is composed of 7 stages: the interphase, the prophase, the late prophase or the pro-metaphase, the metaphase, anaphase, the telophase, and lastly, the cytokinesis. Interphase is the longest phase of the cell cycle, in which a typical cell spends most of its time. It is the metabolic phase, or the daily living phase of the cell, wherein they obtain nutrients and metabolizes them, grow, replicates its DNA, and do other normal cell functions. Next phase is the prophase. It is the process that separates the duplicated genetic material, or the duplicated DNA carried in the nucleus of a parent cell, into two identical daughter cells. During this phase, the complex of DNA and proteins contained in the nucleus, which is known as the chromatin, condenses. Next is the pro-metaphase. It is distinguished between the prophase and the metaphase, and is characterized by disappearance of the nuclear membrane and the formation of the spindle. The next one is the metaphase, which is a stage where the mitotic spindle is fully developed, centrosomes are at opposite poles of the cell, and chromosomes are lined up at the metaphase plate. After the metaphase, anaphase takes place. It is the process that separates the duplicated genetic material carried in the nucleus of a parent cell into two identical daughter cells. The next stage, or is the final stage of mitosis, is the telophase. It is a process wherein the spindle disappears and the nucleus reforms around each set of chromosomes. For the final process, the cell undergoes cytokinesis. It is a part of the cell division during which the cytoplasm of a single eukaryotic cell divides into two daughter cells. That is all for the mitosis. Let's have now the meiosis. Meiosis is a special type of cell division of germ cells in sexually reproducing organisms that produces gametes, such as sperm or egg cells. It involves two rounds of division that ultimately result in 4 cells with only one copy of each chromosome.